Okay, so uh, today class that we're going to talk about variable. I was here, right? Console.log. What is console log? So this is just a way to check your result, right? When you have any data output, you always have some kind of output, and if you want to validate that or make sure you're getting the right answer, you just want to check, right? So that's why you just use the result. Okay, good, right? So let's check the variable now. What I will do, most likely I'll just quickly, no, let's continue here. Just navigate straight to the this folder, right? 00 folder, and I will go to cd c variable. Okay, now, right, if I go and run the code, let's call it node and then script, right? And you see some answer here, correct? The result. If you look at the code, what I did, right? These are comment, correct? So no problem. That will be just the comment there, right? It will not display or do any error or anything. Okay, that's just for our information. So what we get when you run this JavaScript file, you get this answer. What is this? String. So any data you can console log. You can console log string, number, boolean, object, array, null, undefined, anything. If I just put here, right, undefined, and save and run the code again, okay, run it, right? So up arrow, no, it didn't work. Node script, and see, now it just print undefined without any error, right? Because this is valid data type. Okay, so we understand data type now. What is variable now? What is variable? Variable. Simply what you need to understand, right? Variable is a place to store some data. All this data, right? Anything you can store. Okay. So just think like this, right? You have a memory box. Okay. So for example, what I want to do, I don't know how to hide this. This thing that very important. Okay, just try to understand, right? When the program, let's say JavaScript, we had a JavaScript file, right? A script.js. So when that program load in the memory, right, it will start creating the execution context, which I will talk you later, right? Not now, but later, maybe after a couple of days. Okay, just think like this. It will create a box, and there, right, the all the memory will be created. So if I have call it let a equal to 20, right, this a will be added in the memory here. Okay, here, right, a will be added in the memory. I mean, you're going to see why, right? A will be here in the memory, and the value will be 20. But something else happened, the process I'm going to talk, but not now, later. Okay, so this box is a memory, and all our variables, right, have the space in the memory. Okay, so it can hold any data. It can store any data type. Means when I say data type, just think like 7 different type, right? Number, string, boolean, array, object, null, undefined. It can hold anything. It can hold undefined. It can hold, so whatever you store there, that will be stored there. It can hold object, array. It can hold object. So just don't worry about, right, how the memory looks, what happened, right? Just think like this. Okay, when there is a variable, the box is created, and every variable is gonna be stored in the memory, right? Because it is in the memory, right? Because it is in the memory. So in the program, right, maybe you're doing something, you want to read this, okay, you console log a, right? Then it will be print 20 in the console, okay? If this is the console, right, here it will print 20 if you console log. Maybe you want to add, call the a, right, and then you want to add b here, right, and then print something, okay? Then it will print, let's say you add 10, it will print 30, right? You calling the memory address, this a, and you getting the value, right? All right. So is basically, this is the address, and you're sending something, right? Or you getting something from the address. Either you can store in the address, or you can get from the address the value, right? The data. That is important, okay? So variable creates memory, and you can store any data there, any kind of data as per our need, right? Whatever we need, we can store it, okay? So that was the high level of variable, and let me talk about. So there is three different way you can create variable, right? Var, let, and const. Okay, const, right? Because how you gonna create variable? These are the keyword, right? See, every programming language has some keywords to do certain, to represent something, right? There will be function, there will be variable, there will be like loops, for loops, condition, if else, something like that. These are keyword, special word created in the programming language to do special things. So to create a variable, you have all this, right? Let's not worry about that, right? This is the old way, this two is a new, right? So let's talk about that too for now. So let uh, x equal to 20, right? And f1, yeah, get back. So for example, what I explained earlier, right? This is the memory address, and you can access the value here. How? Console.log and x, correct? So you're gonna get that value. So what I will do, just run the program again, right? And I should get this x, that is 20. Enter, and you see the 20 here. I get the value, right? So just be clear, okay? The variable is a memory address, and if you call the variable name, you can access the value, right? Very important, okay? Very easy, very important. Just think like when you create a variable, a box is created, all the variables are stored in the memory, and you can access that variable by calling the name of the variable. Okay, so now we understand why let and const, right? Sometimes you need to change the value here. So what I will do now, I created the variable, right, with let. Now I can change x equal to 100. So see how it works, right? Program work top to bottom, line by line. It will create 20 in the box in the memory. It will print that 20, and you change x to 100 now, and you can get again, right? Console.log x and see what happens. Okay, so this time you're gonna get 100, step by step, right? That's how it works. So save, and let's run the code again. So see, you get 20, that is here, before x equal to 100, and now once it changed to 100, you get 100 here. Clear? So Let means when you need to change the value, right? Then you're going to use let. But 99% of the time you use const, right? Const y equal to 200. Okay. In this case, you are not allowed to change the value of y now. Constant, right? You don't allow to change. If I do y equal to 300 now, it will give me error, right? Let's do that. Console dot log y and see what happened. So I'll just run again and see it give me big error, right? Had big error here. The error is this one, type error, right? It says assignment to constant variable not allowed, basically. Okay, the error is assignment to constant variable. This is y is constant variable and assignment to the constant variable is not allowed. Okay, simple enough. So if I delete this and run again, okay, so see 200 is okay. So most of the time we just get a data, right, and stored in a variable most of the time, and we're not changing the value there. Then you always use constant y and it's okay, right? So for now just remember that, but we will, once we more do advance, right, what happens when you create uh, let's say array, right, like this. Okay, and you can store here or not. We talk about that one when we go to the array part, right? Because this is a variable. Basically you are not changing this one, but you may be adding something inside, right? So what happened in that situation, we will discuss that later. But for now, the difference between let and const, simple. If something need to change, then let. If not, always use const, right? So that is all you have to remember. Okay, so that was all about variable, right? So let's go back, check our document now. Let's go to the variable exercise, and you guys practice here, right? Just create a file called 0.js, something like, and see in the let location, right? Brooklyn plus New York, and now you're printing location. So just think what happened here, right? You adding two string together, okay, and then printing this one. Same thing now, there is some statement with multiplication add, right, like mathematical things, and you printing that. So now create one.js and experiment with all this. Exactly what I just explained, that if you remember that part, this all will be very easy to understand. Okay, I want you guys to practice all this, right, for the variable. Any question you can ask, right? Fine, so we're done with the variable part. Let's move to the next one. What is next? Conditional, right? So 0 1 conditional. So here is the, okay, that is not, I just have to go exercise here. So what is conditional now? Let me change to open folder. I just want to go back here. Yes, I'll just explain within here. So let x equal to 20, right? 20, and I say if x is greater than 30, then console.log x, right? Now you can have else console.log this is string, right? So x is smaller than 30. So just look at here, right? The conditional means you're going to do some kind of operation here, right, in the bracket. How you write all this? Look at this format, okay? If and bracket, and there will be expression. So what kind of expression can be here, right? So you have learned that the last one, okay, in the static class, the expression part, remember? Out of that one, something will be here, right? Always. And this will always evaluate the result of this expression will be true or false. True, right? True or false. So the point is, no matter what you put here, okay, that should give you the, the comparison operator always generate true and false. At the end, it will be true or false, okay? So if true, then only do the work inside this block. This is called block, right? Inside this block. If that will be false, then it will jump here, else part, okay? So that is all about if else. If you remember this expression from yesterday, how you do all that comparison, true and false, that kind of value will be here. Even I can put here true, right? If true, then print this. So let's check now, right? Let's check. So I will run that code. So we are straight in the conditional. So node and script, right? See, I just print 20, right? 20 because it is true. But if I just change now, if x is greater than 30, so what happened here? X is 20. When you call the variable x, you get 20. 20 is greater than 30. That is false. So it should print this one, correct? So let's run again and see here, x is smaller than 30, right? See that? All right. Now sometimes you might need to compare this comparison. You have to do many comparison, right? So how you can do that? If x is greater than 30, then console log something, console log x, then I will check else if, right? So you have to write in space else if. You do this again comparison, okay? Else if, right? So you have to write again statement here. If x is equal to 30, then console.log they are equal, right? And else finally, right? So you can write this else if many times if needed, okay? Because if you want to do many tests and you just keep testing, right? And then finally you can print the final. If this will be true, then this will print. If this is true, then this will print. So one of them is true, right? That part work. If nothing is true, then it will jump here and console log. Let's call it x is small than 30. Clear? So let's try. So still this time you get x is small than 30, right? Here, I mean, here was also, okay, 30, the first one, and let's call this second. Okay, and run now. So see, because that is the condition here, right? It's not greater, it's not equal to, and it is small. So else part, because this is false, it will print this one. So let's do something. I will make this 30 now, right? And see what. So now you see, think something happened here? No, right? Because x is greater than 30. No, it is equal but not greater, okay? So this is false. So here x is smaller than 30, right? it should print this one. And in this case, because x is equal to 30, it will print they are equal, right? So let's do that. So x is smaller than 30, you get from here, but because x is also equal to 30, so this becomes true, right? And that's why it prints this value. They are equal. See? So that's how if, else, if, and else work. Very simple, right? What you have to do is try here, right? Just practice this. Okay, very good exercise here, right? If you can practice all that, you will master if, else, if, and all that. Okay, you're gonna master it. So just practice, right? I want you guys to practice. Same way, create a folder and don't copy paste. Try to write the code yourself, right? Look at here, write the code and run the code, test, then move to the next one. Practice. Okay, I want you guys to practice, right? That is important. Because if you understand, right, I mean, if you solve all these small things, that will just solidify your knowledge, right, to solve the large problem later. Okay, I'll just try and I will help you if need help. So now the conditional is done, right? So what is function? Let's look at the function. So now, you guys create a, let's say you create a car, right? You create a car, you have four wheels, door, the whole body of the car. Now you need some functionality to move, right? So maybe just create an engine and add some oil, right? Just to start and move. So there will be some special functions which will do something, okay? So if you need to move the car, maybe you need a gear to change, right? Just change the speed from speed 1, 2, 3. Just you need some kind of functionality to change the gear. So same with the programming, right? You have the place to store the data. Now you know how to test, right? The compare something, if, else, if, all that, right? You can do. But how you gonna like how you gonna create some kind of functionality. So if I ask you, right, I need a function to make a coffee, right? Let's say you have a store or you have a robot, right, which runs on the function to make a coffee. So robot can, let's call it a robot, just think something, right? Robot can make a coffee, right? Or tea, coffee or tea, and a number of cup, right? Cup, I mean number of cup also, right? Look at this problem now, right? Robot can make a coffee or tea a number of cup. So it's a robot, but you have to give a command. Our job is to give a command, right? Command. So how are you going to create that command? Okay, so in JavaScript, how you can do that? Simple. Function, right? Make coffee, right? And then here. So this is the function. This is how you write a function. There is different way of writing function, but this is the general, right? The basic way. Okay. Now I can say, right? Let's call it. Let's first now just simple function console.log and print coffee is ready, right? Is ready. Simple. So this is a function, and coffee is ready. It will just give you coffee is ready, right? Let's call it 5 cup of coffee is ready. Very simple. So that's how you write a function, right? And now every time you need a 5 cup of coffee, you're gonna call the function. Just click the button to run the function, right? For example. So that's it. Now every time you need coffee, you just call the function. You're gonna get 5 cup of coffee, right? So let's run this. So here node and script. See, it give me 5 cup of coffee. 5 cup of coffee is ready. So just imagine my robot takes this function and bring me the 5 cup of coffee. Just imagine that, right? I get that easily. Now if I have to make again, I will call it again, right? Again does not matter, right? So every time I call this function, what's gonna happen? So that many times I will get 5 cup of coffee. Look at that. Okay, sorry guys. So here 5 cup, 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time. See that? Okay, so this is fixed. My robot is like old kind of robot, right? It just make 5 cup. I cannot do some modification, but what we can do now, let's improve our robot to the advanced one, right? So now what I will do is I'm gonna give some more instruction to my robot through the parameter. Okay, so here this is called parameter. Like let's call it number of cup, right? And the type, right? What you want, coffee or tea? Okay, type, right? What type of drink? Okay, let's call it drink, right? Maybe not drink, but okay, let's call it drink. Okay, so I can give now, right? I can tell my robot to make number of cup and the drink, coffee or tea, right? Basically drink is coffee or whatever you can give. Okay, so now here, right, I can, what I can do is I can just go and 5, so I'll just delete 5. And you know how to add the string, right? And number, anything you can add together. Okay, it does not matter. So I can call number of cup plus, right? That is a variable. So whatever I get, it will be added here plus, and this string, the 5 cup of coffee or tea. So if I need to add again, I just need to separate here and plus and separate again. You have to, string must be in the string. Okay, so here you can put drink, right? So you can do that. Clear? If you need space, you might put here space and here space and here space, so that they all are separate, right? Good. So let's try this. So now this time my robot, when I send the command, my robot will tell me, hey, you send me the instruction, more instruction about the number of cup and the type of drink, right? So I'll say I need 2 cup, comma, and coffee, right? Something like that. And let's run this code. So I said 2 cup of coffee is ready. Look at that, right? Next time I will call this function and I'll say 5 and I'll just call tea, right? Tea. Okay, so let's run again. So 5 cup of tea is ready. See, so now my robot become more dynamic, right? More advanced. It can take instruction, more better instruction and do something, right? So this is called parameter, and the value here is called argument. So in the function, parameter is like a variable, right? You can use it here. because it is holding the value what you pass through your function exec call, right? This is calling the function, okay? You're calling the function to your program, inside your program, and you're passing the value, okay? So that's how the function works. This is very simple function. Later we're gonna learn the different way to create function, arrow functions and all that, right? Anonymous functions, all that. Okay, that is simple console log, right? And we learned parameters and argument. Okay, let's do one more thing, right? A function, if you can see TION, right? Function sum, and it will take number 1 and number 2 as a parameter, right? And it return the sum of number 1 plus number 2. So function always returns something, okay? If you don't return anything, it will return undefined, right? But you can return this value back. So let's do that. So let result, because when function return, it will return, let's say 5 plus 10, 15, right? It will return 15. So when you return something from the function, you make sure you store somewhere or you use it. So how you going to use, right? Either you can just print console.log a sum function and you pass it 5 comma 10. Clear? You can pass like that. See, same thing. Look at here, right? Coffee, make coffee. You just have to send the number, because this function expecting, you can send anything, right? But because you are doing the mathematical term, you need to pass to number. Good. That is, and it will return whatever, right? And that is what going to print out console log that value. The function returns the value. Now value is what? Again, data. Remember data? Number, string, boolean, all that, right? Anything it can return, okay? Okay, so let's do one more thing, right? This time I'm gonna make result equal to sum, and I will send 30 comma 40, and then I'm gonna console log the result. Same thing, in just in moving around, right? So whatever the value stored in result, I'm gonna print that. Clear? So let's try. Let's go back here and see that the first one was 10 plus 5, 15. So just print 15, right? And this time 30 and 40, 70 is stored in a variable result. So variable, right? Result, it can hold any value. The value is coming from the function sum, stored in the result, and you can call the result, right? You know that you can call the variable to access the value stored there. Very good, very good. Okay, so that's how the function work, right? You can play around with any value. Okay, so what I will do, you guys can create function folder and try to experiment with all this one, right? Now you get the idea, just do it. And you asked me, right? Function now on, right? You will use lot. Okay, now everything is function, variable, function. There will be if else, and later on tomorrow we're going to learn the loop, right? Okay, so I just want you guys to get better with all this, whatever we have learned so far. I will stop here now. Okay.